Cuban streets no longer look as busy as usual since the arrival of COVID-19. So far, all cases on the island have been linked to foreign tourists. Meanwhile, the government has introduced measures to combat the spread of the virus.
We will regulate border entry except for residents in the country, departures or arrivals linked to cooperation actions, Cubans who return from abroad, the departures of tourists who are still here, and trade exchange.
Close-in tourism, a major source of employment and hard currency, impacts both state and private sectors. Miguel Morales owns a restaurant in Old Havana whose operations were affected by the new measures.
We have closed following the shutdown of international tourism, our main client, but we're using the time to keep our workers with us and busy in the remodeling of the place.
Judith Martinez owns a rental home in downtown Havana, and she tends to her last foreign guest.
When he leaves, I will close the business for some time. We must be practical, and circumstances will tell what actions to take. The crucial thing here is to keep alive and fight for our health and our life, since money comes and goes and life doesn't.
The current measures temporarily close private businesses and offer them a tax exemption and the re-employment of tourist workers who go jobless. Cuba is not yet under lockdown, but schools have closed for the next few weeks. All public activities banned, and citizens are asked to stay at home.
This is usually one of the busiest squares in town, with tourists and people in general. And as you can see, only the pigeons come to visit.
Some people, however, disregard social distancing guidance while standing in line for food staples outside marketplaces amid an ongoing consumer goods shortage faced by the country. Residents returning to Cuba will be subject to a 14-day isolation period. Intra-provincial transportation is banned, and medical personnel will visit homes in search of people with symptoms related to COVID-19 cases. As the pandemic spreads globally and healthcare systems are pushed to the point of collapse, Cuban medical brigades travel to nations hit by COVID-19 to offer their support. Luis Chirino, CGTN, Havana.